Want more sales? Well, video content marketing may just be the new tool that you need in your marketing strategy. I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Moves, JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. My guest today is Adam Cummings. He's CEO of Aperion Digital Pro. Hi, Adam.
Hello,
welcome to
Tanya.
Money Moves.
Thank you.
So you're here to tell us about a very different type of advertising. We're familiar with print ads and TV ads and radio ads, but you're here to tell us about video content marketing. What on earth is that?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's videos. And videos are really important because over 82% of internet traffic for consumers is video. Video is really important to people, especially in this pandemic time.
So what's the ideal length of a video ad? Since it's essentially a video ad, right?
So it's a video, we use video ads, but we also use video content. It really depends on what your goals are, because our strategy will take into consideration what you need to happen. So if it is that this is a new product, for example, you have a new show and you need people to be aware of it, we would advise for it to be as short as possible. When I say as short as possible, I mean between 30 seconds and a minute, because when somebody's finding out about something, they want to get to the point, they want to find out about and understand what it is very quickly. Now, if somebody's aware of it and they're just like, I really like this content that you're putting out, they will give you more time. So now you can put out a longer video, a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a 20-minute video, because you've explained to them, you've gotten their trust. So it depends on where you are in your strategy and what life cycle the product is. It depends.
And the great thing about this type of marketing is that you can customize so you can do both videos, the short and the long, and customize, target who gets to see which video, right?
Right. So targeting is very important in this, and the digital space allows for targeting. Traditional space doesn't particularly do that, but the digital space allows you to understand who is paying attention and where they are in their understanding of your product. So if you need somebody who isn't aware of your product to find out about your product, you can have those people see very specific targeted content, and then you can have longer form content for people who are a separate segment, because after you become aware, you can move into a different segment. You're considering it now, you want to know more about it, or you've already decided that you like it. So those people now can specifically see longer forms of content.
You mentioned something really important earlier. So I said it's essentially a video ad, and you said it's video content. So explain the difference.
So again, so the strategy and where things are for your product would determine whether we're doing ads only, awareness, content plus ads, because an ad is generally an awareness piece of content. So when you found out about it, you don't necessarily need to be brought aware of it anymore. Now, we can now move into consideration content, longer forms of content that won't necessarily be an ad. It can live on your social media page, you can post it, you can post on your website, you can tell people that you've posted a new link somewhere, a longer
Give me an
form
example
of
of what consideration content looks and sounds like.
So let us say that you started a bread company and nobody knew about it, right? The first thing for anybody to be able to buy your bread is they need to know about it. Somebody can't buy something they don't know about. So when you brought awareness, you can either run ads or you can put out short forms of content that grabs people's attention. People become aware of the bread that you're selling. So when the subset of people who have found out about the bread and they want to find out if this is for me, if how the bread is baked is what I'm looking for, they will start to dig deeper. Generally on social media, people go onto websites, they go onto social media pages, they scroll and look around and see what other people are saying, to see if other people have posted about it, and those things can fall into the consideration category. Understanding the pain points of your target audience is also important, because those are the things that used to develop the consideration content. When you understand that somebody is looking for a shorter bread because the bread usually goes bad, right? You put those things into the consideration content so that people can understand that this specifically is for me and it solves the problems that I have. And then now when they're warmed up, because usually in the buying cycle, people want to be comfortable with the product that they're buying. I know that they've become comfortable with it because they've done enough research. Yeah man, this bread is for me. They would need a nudge generally, and that nudge comes from conversion content, and that conversion content tells them, hey, you can buy this thing, these are the places you can get it, and it's understanding that all of these things are important, but they're important at the right time, in the right place, for the right person. And it's the segmentation that the digital platform allows for that we have taken into consideration in our strategy.
Mm-hmm. Is it kind of similar, or maybe you can explain how it's different from an infomercial that you might have seen on TV back in the day?
So an infomercial, I would say, would fall into the category of all three, because you usually see it in an ad, but they also go into awareness and consideration too. So they start to tell you about all of the positives, how it makes your life easier, but then at the end of it, there's a sell. At the end of it, there's a call to action. Buy now. If you buy now, you get $19 off and those things. So I would say that is a good example of all three together. And it worked back in the days, but now, because of the internet and because of the frequency of content, it's very noisy. It's very hard to get that whole thing across to people, because people have choices. People watch what they want to watch, and if they fall out of love with the 10 seconds that you've shown to them, they'll move on to something else. So you can't really try to squeeze everything into that infomercial type thing in the same way that it happened on TV.
So should I be posting these on my Instagram page, my Facebook page, or should I be promoting them as ads? So paying Facebook to promote it, or paying YouTube to promote this
So I would
video?
say both. So initially, you have to think about people who would not know about the show. How would they find out about it? How they would find out about it is you take out a gem, on social media people call it a gem, and you run that specific gem as an ad. That's how somebody would find out about your show and understand, wow, your investment information is helpful to me because I really do want to get into investment, and now I'm going to go and look for more information. Let me go and watch some of the shows, and that's how people end up binging, right? So on YouTube, where you house your content, for example, is where they would move to do more investigation to say, I like the gem that I saw as an ad, but they'd also pay attention to the longer forms of content.
YouTube advertising is complicated though, my goodness.
It really
it's
is.
Confusing. Well, that's why you have the experts, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Epiron.
Epiron. So we're a video production agency, and we're very niched in the digital space, because I find that there's a big need for people who understand the things that I've been talking about in the digital space to be able to bridge the gap between the extent of what video is and the goals of a company, which is to generate as much revenue and profitability as possible. So we have figured out how to bridge the gap between what's important to companies and use what we're really good at, especially because it's so important in the internet space, to achieve the goals of large companies and medium-sized companies.
And you may look young, but you've had this company for 7 years.
Yes, I've actually had this company for 7 years, and I've actually been in media for almost all my life because my father has been a stalwart in photography at Observer.
Right.
So also congratulations on that Observer.
Thank you. Awesome. All right, well, how can people get in touch with you?
They can reach out to Appian Digital Pro by giving a call to 504-4430, or you can send an email to adam@apirondp.com. That's adam@apeirondp.com. So I will reach out to you to understand the issues that you're having in trying to bridge the gap into the digital space and figure out a plan that will work for you to achieve your medium and long-term goals, especially in the digital space.
So will you guys film the content as
Yes,
well
definitely.
for the customer?
Definitely. As a video production agency, that's one of the most important things.
Right.
Video production is really
So you'll
hard.
produce the content and tell them how to market
We will
it.
do the strategy. We will
Purchase the
produce the
ads.
content. We will
You don't have to
purchase the
figure out
ads.
YouTube, Google ads
Nope.
yourself.
No. We will
Okay.
figure it out for you.
Call me.
According to Adam, over 82% of internet traffic for consumers is video. When advertising online, you should consider these 3 main types of content: awareness content, consideration content, and conversion content. Use gems that appeal to the viewer in order to capture and hold their attention as long as possible.
That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Check out their website, eximbankja.com. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Check out my website, KalilaReynolds.com, for a summary of this episode.
Let's get this money.